Hey there yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my living room in Vancouver, Canada. So welcome. Today is Monday, March the 16th, 2020 and this is video number 39. So for those who are new to this channel, I set up this channel to explore my yarn journey. So knitting, crocheting, and I'm just starting to dabble in with hand dyeing yarn. I'll showcase a little bit of a sneak peek and a bit of a teaser of some items that I dyed up in the kitchen just recently, and I have some videos that I'm going to build up as future videos in the next coming weeks. So something to look forward to. And for those people who have been my fiber friends for a while and or who are just returning, thank you for returning, welcome. And if you do like this video and haven't subscribed, please consider it. It does encourage me to move forward with these videos. Give me a thumbs up and a comment. I love reading them, so keep them coming. I wanted to talk also a little bit about the elephant in the world right now, it being the COVID-19 virus. It has impacted us all in some measure. So whether it be our health, whether it be work, our financial, for financial reasons, whether it's been our spring break, because in North America, a lot of people have been planning holidays. And I am kind of feeling very fortunate right now because we had planned a vacation. It was a stressful week leading up to today, finding out that all things were being shut down or government's advisory was saying do not go on a ship, a cruise ship, because you'll be left to your own measures to get back home to Canada. And we were in that camp. So hubby and I had planned a holiday since last October, and we had planned to celebrate his spring break, but also my 50th birthday. So we had plans to go to theme parks in Orlando, Florida, and then board a cruise ship. So each stage of last week, we were finding that portions of our trip were being impeded by some measure. And so we were going to plan B, and then the Disney World theme parks shut down, so we had to go to a full refund or cancellation of all of the aspects of travel. So now in hindsight, when I look at it, I'm very thankful for the fact that we're not on a ship in quarantine, or we're not kind of in lockdown somewhere foreign or out of our home environment and away from our supportive friends and family. So I work from home, so in a sense of a financial impact, everything was kind of tidied up before my holidays, which started today. So I'm kind of got a clean slate now for the next 2 weeks of work. And so I am quite fortunate. I'm at home with my friends, with my family, in the comforts of my own surroundings, and that my finances are kind of planned in a sense to be a little bit more subdued. But to those who are impacted in whatever way from the COVID-19 lockdown, my heart goes out to you and my prayers, and I will be sending all of my good vibes throughout this period of the epidemic stronghold on us all. It is only for a short time. I'm sure that it will come to its full cycle of life, and if it's any measure of any other virus that has come through in such a strand, it has an end. So I'm hoping that the end is soon. So yeah, let's get stuck into the season of the granny. Item 1 that I completed is a shawl, asymmetrical web shape, and what we have here is one that I showcased in a previous video, but it was unfinished, but here it is finished. So I will talk about the yarn in a little bit, but it is 6.5 to 7 feet long from the wedge shape, the length of it, right to the tip. There we go. And about 2 feet in the shorter side, that one. And I'm gifting this to my best friend in Australia, and these are her colours. I've known her since college, and she's one of those great friends that if you don't hear from each other for a while and you are then reunited in some way and communications begin, then we don't have to pick up with trivial things. We jump straight back into, you know, having really good conversations about who we are, and they're a little bit more meaningful. So I love, love, love her. So this has been created for her, and she can wrap herself in this. It's her 50th birthday this month as well. 2 days ago she celebrated it. So it's going to arrive a little late, but yeah. So what we have in this is, just looking at the granny stitch here, I did 2 double crochets into each of the granny stitches instead of 3, and it gave this more drapier feel. But we have here, where's the yarn that I have? I'll just showcase the yarn. The 2 variegated colour yarn that I have are from Hovium Yarns, and it's called Yarn Art Jeans Crazy. And what I loved about this yarn was that the variegated spurts of colour change every 4 to 6 inches, and so when you do the granny stitch, the clusters of the granny stitch kind of change. So side by side you could have a yellow granny stitch cluster, and then you could have a pink granny stitch cluster next to it. So it worked out really, really nicely. So this color is 7201. They classify it as a 2, but it's really a 3 in my mind. And so all the weights that I'm using in this shawl were a 3 weight. And this colorway number here is 7206. And it's got pinks, greens, like watermelon colors. I'll just show you the effect that it gave. My friend won't mind that I just try it on for this little video here. So the effect of the clustered colors that I just mentioned come bunched up like this. It looks like potpourri, like dried petals in different colors, in different maybe flowers. Really, really nice. The other yarn that I used was Knit Picks Color Mist River Bluff. So Color Mist is the collection and River Bluff is the colorway name. It's 100% cotton. So I used it to break up the different clusters of yarn uses. So it did create striping just here. I also used a little bit of what I had left over from this grey-white yarn from Ice Yarns, and it's the collection Lorena Colourful, also like a 3 weight. And I also used, here it is, Basic Stitch by Lion Brand in the colorway Grey Red, and it's a marl yarn. Now they are saying it's a 4 weight, but it was kind of a 4 weight that was a little lighter, so it suited the fabric. And the last one that I used in this was Sheep Geese, and here it is here, just this one here, Sheep Geese Velvet is the collection, and it was 100% acrylic in the colorway Bogart. Really, really like that color. Slightly jean washy effect to it because it's got a base of a white that shows through and breaks through the dye, the burgundy color. So yeah, that's going to be gifted to my best friend. Love, love, love that. The second item that I completed for the granny stitch season was a shawl that's going like wildfire in the fiber community right now from Kalisha of the Quirky Monday podcast, and she created a free pattern called the Just Feel Festive Shawl, and here it is here. It is magical. Love it, love it, love it. So it's around 7 feet long from tip to tip, and I held 2 different yarns together, which I'll go through in a moment, but it ended up being a bouncy, such a bouncy, heavy yarn. So however you wear it, it's going to be a quite cozy fit for colder climates. So you wouldn't wear this in summer. I would probably have to choose different yarn to get a lighter garment for summer. But this is great for winter. It's quite or autumn as well. Like right now, it's kind of where just approaching spring, and this will be a great garment still for now, or even a little bit of the cool, brisk spring air. If you hear some life noises, I've got my hubby at home. He is on spring break, so you might hear him on the phone right now or in the kitchen. So I used 2 cakes of this willow wheels in the Nirvana colorway. I paired it with a 3-weight, an assortment of different 3-weight yarns. So they all had a similarity in that there was grey in each of these paired yarns. So the first one was Soft Raggy, which I got from Hobby. My very first order of Hobby, I did a reveal in my last video, but I had the Hobby bag open for a little bit, and I had a yarn that I didn't showcase because I used it, and I used it in pairing it with the willow wheel. The next one that I paired it with was Catania Color, which I got from Hobium Arts. It was a 2-weight yarn, and I just saw Jennifer from Cinema Stitches open, she purchased the Catania in a different colorway, and both her and I had the same issue of finding that on the website we were anticipating a large full skein 100-gram ball, but it came out to be this miniature, very, very small skein of yarn. And this is what it looks like. So I paired it when I ran out of the Hobie yarn, the Soft Raggy, and I paired it with this grey. And I really, really liked the effect because it kind of brought the tone down a little bit of all of the pastel-y colours and gave it a bit of texture, because there are different grades of grey in all of these mixed yarns that I put with the willow wheels. And the third one that I used was Style Crafts Batik. I always pronounce that word wrong. Batik. And this was in the colorway Granite. I showcased the Stylecraft Batik from lovecrafts.com that I purchased, like an order, and in a previous video, and they were all kind of jean washy yarns that had the base color come through of a white, so they had sort of like the denim-y feel, and that one was in Granite, so it was a gray color. So all of those are in this Just Feel Festive Shawl. Love it, love it, love it. Kalisha, the pattern is awesome. And I know that Z has just put out a tutorial on how to do the Just Filled Festive Shawl, and I'll link that down below as well. All these patterns that I mentioned as well, I'm going to put in the description box. So please visit the description box by pressing on the little downward arrow to open up the description box should you want to ease of access get to the links to the patterns that I mentioned or to the tutorials as well. What else do I have to show? I have, where is that piece? Did I wear that one? Here it is. I showcased in a previous video as well that I was having difficulty starting work on two skeins that my fibre friends suggested was one that they wanted to see me work up for the block party. Now this didn't make it to the block party, but it was a piece that I started 3 times, and third time's a charm because this is what I came up with. So I created a scarf using those 2 yarns, and it's around, I would say, 6.5 to 7 feet in length, and I had 5 live threads or 5 live yarns attached to this piece as I worked with it. So it was very, very slow going. Every time I turned the work, I had to swing the attached yarns around with it, otherwise it was a complete mess of tangles. But I love the stitch so much. So what I did with the stitch was I did I don't know what it's called, it's like an elongated seed stitch, where instead of just doing one alternate knit and purl, I did 3 alternates, so 3 knits on top of 3 purls on top of 3 knits. So I kind of elongated the seed stitch. It does have a name, but I'll just show you what I did with it. There's no pattern. I just sort of played around with the color. It's just awesome. I love it so much. It's so squishy and I would say light. It could be worn in spring as well. It's not really super heavy. I do like it a lot. It's part of my Camo Chic kick that I'm on right now. The green sort of like meshes together and it's a little bit camouflage, and the ivory just work really nice together. These are the 2 labels. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce them. I don't know which one was the green one and which one was the ivory, but those are the 2 labels. I held them 2 together as well. So, and this is the washing care instructions. So when I worked up I held them 2 together, and then I had a 5th, because I had 4 balls, 2 of the green ones and 2 of the ivory ones. And then occasionally I would actually pair them with this yarn as well, which is a neutral color to separate the colors a little bit evenly throughout the garment. And it is the Madame Tricot Paris Cashmere Gold. And I also got this from Hobium Yarns as well. It's really, really soft. Yep. I love this yarn, and I wish that they had all their colors still in it, but they only have a selection of, I think, 5 colors now that remain in this series. But once upon a time, they had multiple colors. So this is completed, and I'm super happy about it. It feels beautiful, and I am so proud. I'm going to be so proud to wear this garment. The last item that I have on my finished FOs is a pattern that was gifted to me by Kerryn Wright, and me and Kerryn have been chatting alongside all of the videos that I've been putting out through pretty much since last October, I think, maybe November-ish time. And occasionally we talk life, from Australia. She's in South Australia, and we talk about crochet as well. So she gifted me her pattern called, I've got to get this right, the Mug Cozy Coaster Combo. And so this is how it worked up. I did the larger version. She's got two versions in there, one for a smaller base cup and one for a slightly bigger base cup. So this is the bigger base cup. And should you want to see it without the cozy on it, it's in this beer stein design shape. And I threw this at pottery on the wheel, and it's what I use occasionally for coffee or tea. And this is what it looks like with the cozy on it. So what I had used to make this cozy coaster was Good Earth, which is a universal yarn, and I used it in the colorway Safari. Now, Good Earth from Universal Yarn is a very stiff cotton linen blend. It's more like twine. So if you happen to go across this online and you haven't ever felt it before or purchased it, be aware that it doesn't soften up in the wash. I tried washing it and it's still quite a stiff yarn. So you could use it for garments, but just know that it has that quality of more like twine, and it has the little crochet bottom there for the coaster and a cute little button. I don't know where I got this from, maybe Michael's. So yeah, that's that one. I'm gonna link Kerryn Wright's Etsy store where she sells that pattern down in the description box. And a little bit about Kerryn Wright, what she's doing with this pattern is that she's donating all the proceeds that she gets from the sales of this pattern to the South Australia firefighters up until, I believe, May sometime, maybe Mother's Day. But she's got the details there on her Etsy store. So go visit her Etsy store. She's got some really great crochet patterns. Now, the other thing that I got is just one work in progress to showcase, and I'm really excited about this one. It's a knitted project, and here it is. It's using color work, and it's scrunched up right now on this 16-inch circular needles, but it is utilizing a pattern from tin can knits, and I absolutely love the colors. I will showcase, it's in a book called Strange Brew, and I've chosen different colors to the pattern that is featured here in the book, but it's called the Compass Cowl, and what I'm using, so that's going to be a 20-inch circumference, maybe even 22 once it's taken off the needles and once it's blocked. So I think it'll be around 22-inch circumference. So for a head, it's normally 20 inches, so it will be a snug fit. So I'll, be able to put this over my head quite easily and have it rest around my neck a little bit more snug. So love the colors. What I'm using in the colors is Knit Picks Sport Weight called Camel Heather, in the colorway Camel Heather. And then I'm using Loops and Thread Meandering Serpentine in two colorways. So the first one being Mint, second one is Tangerine here, and the third color, fourth color, sorry, is this teal color right up in where the tangerine is. That teal color is part of that awesome selection of yarn from Hobium Yarns Madame Tricot Paris in the cashmere gold. Now this one is no longer featured on their website in this colorway. There's only a few colorways that are available within this yarn collection. I got this last year at some point, so when they had more colors. So that is all of me up to date. And I'm just gonna stop this video. Do I need to stop? No, I don't need to stop it. I have it right here. I'm gonna showcase a little bit of a sneak peek on what's coming up in my channel for the next few videos. So showcasing this, because I bought this in a pack of 5, and what I did was I used this along with other bases of beige color that I had got in my stash, and I started dabbling in hand painting dyed yarn. And this is what I got for one of them. So this is the same yarn before and after my dyeing. And just check out all of that beautiful variegated tonal work that's going through there. So we've got like pops of like different greens into slightly yellow spring green. And when I look at this, I kind of think of lettuce. I don't know why, because it's sort of like gives you mostly greens that are kind of spring green into a slight emerald green. So that's all that I have to share. It gets you up to date with what I've been up to, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Share this video if you feel that whoever you're sharing it with will enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.